Welcome, FlipoClock fans. Now this is a strange little bird in FlipoClock Fan Studios. You're looking at the Kentech model T-405 that was customized for me by my son Elijah. Before this, he had never painted anything before. It was my Christmas present and a treasure to me. We're going to talk about this clock, about how to open it up and how to fix broken tile holdbacks in the Kentechs. But I also wanted to mention a bit about why this clock is customized with a cardinal and a persimmon. The Kentech model T-405 showed up in newspaper advertisements in 1977. They called it a handsomely styled digital alarm clock with all the features for today's dynamic living. It was last seen around 1983 when they described it as a compact-styled, illuminated leaf-stipe digital clock. I'm sure they meant leaf style. That's what many sellers called flip clocks back in the day. So what about that cardinal? Well, many of you know that I'm a lover of animals, and especially birds and cats. The northern cardinal, Cardinalis cardinalis, is often referred to as the common cardinal, red bird, or just cardinal. It is the most common state bird in the United States, representing Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, North Carolina, Ohio, Virginia, and West Virginia. Cardinals appear when angels are near. This saying is based on folklore and the belief that cardinals are messengers from heaven. A cardinal sighting is interpreted by some as a visit from a deceased loved one, signifying their presence and support. For others, spotting a cardinal often carries a positive message of hope, new beginnings, and good luck. Due to their monogamous nature, cardinals are associated with deep love, commitment, and strong partnerships. For me, the cardinal represents my father and a story that I told at his funeral about redbirds. My brothers even had it put on his gravestone. The American persimmon tree's scientific name, Diospyros virginiana, is loosely interpreted as divine fruit or fruit of the gods of Virginia. I love persimmons. Southern Indiana is famous for their persimmons, and Mitchell, Indiana has a yearly persimmon festival. If you've never had persimmon pudding, you have not yet lived. I've always told my kids that the fact that persimmons exist is proof that God loves us, and that in fact persimmon pudding is served in heaven every Wednesday. Believe it. Now back to our Kentech T-405. As some of you may know, Kentech flip clocks are different. The minutes and the tens of minutes flip separately. Also, these clocks are notorious for losing one or more of the tile holdback tabs. This was the case in this clock, and I'm going to show you how I fixed it. Firstly, you'll need to open this clock up. I need it completely apart so I can replace the light too. I won't be showing that in this video. This model clock is very difficult to get into, and I hope to show you a way that works. You need to remove just 2 screws. Now you need to get this front face off, but not in a way that you may be familiar with. You'll need to pry up from the bottom, pulling down on the case bottom a little. After that, the face just lifts up and away. The best way I have found to remove the top is to start at the back. There are tabs here too that need to be released first. Then pry the side of the case outwards, away from the clock. Following this, work on the other side. It may take a few tries, especially if this is the first time you are removing the top. Then just lift away. You can see the little tab there. You might think that you can push something in there to release that. I would not try that. This is very rigid plastic and you'll probably break a tab. Here you can see that there are no tile holdbacks at all. All 3 are gone. Measuring it up, it looks like I'll need a replacement tab about 9 millimeters in length. That will provide enough length to allow me to secure it over the top of where the original tabs were and provide proper holdback of the tiles. Now, a fortunate circumstance is that the holdback base here is a rubber-like material that is pressed into slots. They just come right off. I'm going to be able to cement the replacements right onto this unit and then press it back into place. You just have to make sure that you only glue the spot that was facing outwards, or you'll have to start over. You can see where the tab broke off. It's clear that it was small and just an extension of this part. It was molded that way. Not a good plan. So what to use? I've done this a few times and I assure you that black zip ties are the way to go. It's a good material and bonds well to this rubber piece. It has just the right stiffness with a little give to do the job and not destroy the flip tiles in the process. I'm going to keep the shape of the zip tie end. I think it will work great. I'm chopping off the end of the zip tie to the proper length, again for this clock just under 1 centimeter. I want them nice and square to make the next step easier. At this point, I've used super glue to secure them in place. Additionally, I followed this up with a reinforcement drop of glue on the back side. I made it cure faster with a sprinkle of baking soda. That was just on the back. It's important to let the glue cure well. Now everything's back in place and flipping well except for one thing. The hour is dropping late. Better late than early, I always say. It's just a matter of carefully removing a little material. No rush here. If I take too much, I'll just have to start all over again. That did it. After letting it run a while, I found it flips perfectly. Well, as perfect as a Kentech can flip. So there it is, the Redbird Custom Kentech T-405 flip clock alarm. The numbers are sitting up well and the clock flips well and is keeping great time. This personalized flip clock has become a prized possession and will remain in the FlipoClock fans collection permanently. Well, thanks for taking the time.